and prevents uncontrolled mixing between suppliers. Each pallet is registered immediately, so every downstream action can be linked back to a specific incoming lot.
Inbound weight is the baseline for yield tracking, supplier reconciliation, and mass balance through the plant.
Document checks confirm the shipment matches the approved specification before any fruit is released into the process.
We now open the crate for the initial inspection, checking the quality of the quarantined southern wax apples.
The full palletized lot. Sampling across pallet positions reduces bias and gives a truer picture of lot condition. Controlled sample transfer keeps the lab workflow separate from the dock while maintaining traceability and cleanliness. A composite lab sample averages natural variation and gives more
a validated processing envelope.
Fruit temperature affects microbial growth risk and determines how urgently the lot should move into controlled processing.
Failing fruit is isolated immediately, so substandard material cannot access.
Controlled startup stabilizes wash conditions before fruit is introduced, reducing process variability at the first wet step.
Careful positioning minimizes drops and bruising before the fruit enter the wash section. Gentle tipping protects delicate skins and reduces damage before contamination removal begins. Early debris removal protects pumps and wash tanks while reducing non-fruit load entering the wet process. Controlled conveyor speed keeps product movement even and prevents pileups at the wash inlet. A gentle flume loosens dust and surface contamination while limiting bruising on this delicate fruit. It can work with cleaner, more stable conditions.
A final rinse removes sanitizer residue and suspended contamination before fruit reaches inspection and trimming.
Dewatering improves visibility for inspection and prevents excess dilution at the next handling steps. Single-layer presentation allows both people and cameras to assess every piece more accurately.
Here's another soft spot. Send it to the side table.
Repeatable screening for color, shape, and residual defects beyond manual inspection.
The correct recipe ensures the sorter applies the intended defect thresholds for this specific fruit lot.
Automated rejection reduces defect carryover and stabilizes the quality of fruit entering preparation.
Trim check reduces the chance that non-conforming pieces reach the crusher and finisher screens. Halving opens the fruit so the crusher and pulper can extract juice and pulp more efficiently. Stable feed distribution helps the crusher work consistently and limits surges into the pulping section. Controlled crushing breaks the structure without overheating the fruit, preparing a pumpable mash for pulping. A balance hopper smooths feed variation so the pulper receives a steady, predictable mash flow. The pulper separates soft edible material from larger skins and fibrous solids in a controlled first extraction step. The screened pulp stream is the edible fraction that will be refined into stable, pure. Refined pulp now has fewer coarse particles, improving texture consistency before final sieving.
size particles that could affect mouthfeel and filler performance later.
Flow, and more reliable thermal treatment.
Vacuum verification confirms the air removal step is operating within the intended process window.
A buffer tank steadies flow so the next standardization and heating steps receive a consistent feed. Stable level prevents surging and helps keep downstream thermal residence conditions consistent. Improves uniformity, so thermal treatment sees a stable, predictable product feed. The product now approaches the critical heat treatment section, where time and temperature must be controlled and recorded.
Temperature monitoring is part of the CCP because adequate heating is essential for product safety and shelf stability. Time and temperature to weather define the validated lethal treatment, so both must stay within limits at the CCP.
Only pulp that meets the validated heat conditions is allowed to move forward toward the aseptic side of the plant. Collect post-heat sample. Controlled cooling brings the treated pulp to the correct aseptic transfer temperature without breaking sanitary continuity.
CCP records are reviewed against the lot, so any deviation can be identified before filling begins.
Sample identity must match the production lot, so verification results remain traceable to the exact treated pulp stream.
Protection after heat treatment depends on maintaining aseptic integrity.
The surge tank buffers the filler while maintaining sterile conditions on the finished product side of the line.
Process interruptions. Secure sterile connection prevents post-process contamination during transfer from the surge tank into the final pack and leaves the correct headspace for secure closure. Automatic fill stop helps keep each bulk drum within specification before the liner is sealed. The outer drum closure protects the sterile liner mechanically during downstream handling and shipment.
Coding links the finished bulk pack to the raw lot, process records, and verification results.
Code verification confirms the identification mark is present and readable before the drum leaves filling.
Final weight confirmation ensures the bulk pack meets specification and supports shipping inventory accuracy.
The audio captures the ambience of a factory floor, featuring the persistent
Moves forward only after the inspection system confirms no foreign body concern at the final package stage.
Controlled accumulation feeds the palletizer steadily and avoids impact damage to the finished bulk packs.
Clean pallet preparation supports safe load building and protects the final pack during warehouse movement. Stable, repeatable placement helps build a secure shipping unit for heavy bulk drums. Consistent pattern building distributes load evenly and reduces instability during storage and transport. Pallet labeling extends traceability from individual drums to the shipping unit, handled by warehouse and transport teams. Stretch wrapping secures the heavy drum load so it can travel safely through the warehouse and onto trucks.